everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I'm here to do my rendition of Roxy's Weekly Challenge 2026. It's called, I think Rachel calls it Mass Making Simple Vellum Envelopes with Fun Neutral Collage. I didn't do a neutral collage, I did a blue collage in my sample, but this is week 3 and I'm a little behind. Normally I try to tape this over the weekend and have it up for my Tuesday video, but I was really trying to get our handmade journal done. And so I'm a little behind. But anyways, I did love this project. I thought for sure I would use these in my journals. And we did something similar to this. I think Rachel made hers out of vellum, and we did vellum envelopes in Rachel's challenge last year. But this year, I thought I'll use tracing paper instead of vellum, and it worked better for me. It didn't rip because the vellum I had was fairly stiff vellum. So we're going to use tracing paper and maybe try and make a couple different sizes. I was thinking that we could embellish one and then just save the others. If we're mass making, then the idea is to make envelopes that we can use in journals later. So excuse me, I have this tracing paper. It's Canson. It's 9 by 12, and it just says 25 pound, 40 grams. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you about it. That's what it is. Anyways, what I thought we would do is take a piece out. I'm going to get my cutter, and I'm going to cut this in half. And if I'm not mistaken, that should make an envelope about this size, I'm going to guess. So if it's 9 by 12, if it's 12 inches, then we need to cut it at 6, like this. Okay. And we should end up with something about, well, it'll end up being a little bit smaller than this. I think I used a piece for this, but that's okay. A little bit smaller is probably better. That way it'll fit in any pocket or whatever. So these are so easy. Let me get my scissors out so I'm prepared for class. Okay. So basically, what we want to do is we want to fold the sides in. So I'm going to just use my mat as kind of a straight edge to make sure I have this piece on the straight edge. And I want to fold it up about, whatever this is, 1/2 inch. Yeah, about that. So I'm going to fold it up to the line. I'm not a great folder. Some people can match this end and go straight across and it works. Yeah, not so much for me. That doesn't work for me. So anyways, if we do that 1/2 inch, okay, and then we're going to turn it and do the other side 1/2 inch. Remember, we did these, I think, last year with Rachel, but I used vellum, and I know that when I did it last year, my vellum tore. And that's not the worst thing that can happen in your life, is to have your vellum tear. But for me, I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? Because vellum, it could keep tearing. And we patched it and it worked. But that vellum that I have on hand is pretty firm. I don't know what poundage it is. Okay, so these are our sides. And then basically we want to make a flap. And so I'm going to maybe make it, what is that? It's 1, 2 inches, a 2-inch flap. Something like that. Okay. And then we just want to bring this part to just under where we folded the flap. So I'm going to put this on a straight because I don't fold real straight. And I'm going to slide it up just a hair. Okay. So basically, this will be our little envelope. Now all we need to do is trim it and glue it together. I did glue this one with precision craft glue, and you can see it here. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So basically what we want to do is we want to cut this so it makes it easier to fold. So we want to open up our folds, being careful not to tear. And we want to cut, I don't know if you can see this, but I want to cut at an angle. Okay. And at an angle here. Do the same here. An angle here and an angle here. And then what I did on this one is I cut my flaps off. So I cut my pieces off of here and left my center. People do it different ways. So basically I just cut this off right here. And then I cut the top one off as well. So I guess you don't have to make this cut, but I'm in the habit of doing that. So let's do the same over here, only we don't need to. We're going to cut like this, and then we're going to just cut this down. And then we will do the same right here. Whoops. And we will cut this up. And I'm cutting just inside the fold a little bit. Like a smidge. I don't know what that is. What is a smidge? Okay. So basically what we want to do is we want to put our glue on here, and we'll fold this up, and that will create our envelope. So just for the hay of it, should we try a glue stick? I don't know. I don't know if I can get the whole thing. So let me get my glue book and see if we open this up. I'm so sorry, those puppies, they are just something else. And put the glue, try to put the glue just on the flap, and do the same on the other side. I went a little bit over. Okay. But we'll see if this will work. If not, we can use the Burley Art. Okay, we want to make sure this is folded in. And we'll see how that dries. But there you go. That's pretty much your envelope. Now that's a little bigger than this one, but it'd be perfect in a journal, I think, because you can make them any size you want. Probably would be a good idea to make a couple different sizes. So let's try this one. See if we can make one more, and then we'll decorate and see. So we want to fold our sides up. So I'm going to hold this on the line. and try to fold it up to the next line, which is 1/2 inch. If I drive you crazy, just fast forward to. I drive myself crazy. I certainly don't want to mess it up when I'm trying to show you what Rachel did. Okay. Then we're going to fold this down. See how easy these are? Maybe make a flap about like that. When you go to fold this, it wants to crease, not right in the fold. There. Then we'll turn this around and fold it up. I just think these are so cool because they're so easy to make. Okay, now we're going to open it up and we're going to cut our top pieces and bottom pieces off. We're going to do that by creating a kind of a diagonal cut in the middle piece like this and one like this. We'll do the same over here. Well, my pool guys came and put all my fittings in yesterday, and other than they do what they call a fire off, fire up or fire off, and it's to get the, when they put the finish on the inside of the pool, there's kind of a coating on it, and they excuse me, once the pool is filled, they pour in, I think they poured in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 gallons of muriatic acid, and it creates this stuff on the finish. So they come in and they have to brush it every day for a week with a metal brush, and they put chemicals in and coagulants in trying to get this stuff off. They do that because the finish I put in my pool, instead of being white or speckled with blues, I put a gray. It's called like silver mist or something. It's a gray, speckly finish in it. So my water in my pool is not that real bright blue. It looks like kind of gray with a blue tint across. It's really pretty. Anyways, but pretty much my pool is done, and I'm excited. Should we use this glue stick? I don't know. How is that drying? Seems like it's drying better. I don't like the wrinkly part of it though, so let me see this one. A little wrinkly too, but you can see the line. So I'm gonna go with the glue stick. Again, let's try that. So anyways, hopefully it does take about 30 days for it to um, for all of that stuff to come off, and then they have to figure out if they need to do a reburn or something on it, if there's anything left. So pretty much I'm excited. I want to try and get some videos done because my sister and my niece are coming. My niece is coming from Rochester, New York, and my sister is coming from Plano, Texas, the first week of February. Oh, that's nice. There we go. Look at that. And they're just going to spend a long weekend with me. They're going to fly into Orlando. Like they get in late Thursday night, like at 11 or 12 o'clock. So Orlando's about an hour from me. So I'm going to have to drive over and sleep a while in the South parking lot or something. I don't know. Anyways, so I'll be excited to have the pool up and ready instead of having it in construction. Okay, so we have 2 envelopes. So I decorated this one just with blue, and I pulled these cards because you can, like, the cool thing about this is if you once you put something in here, you can see through it. So is that cool or what? And that's an old library card. Let's see, from 1980 to 1990. This is a collaged index card that I made a while back, but you know, you can put anything in here and you can see through it, and I love it. And what's cool about the smaller ones is if you have a smaller, like you could cut your index card down a little bit, but oftentimes I'll have cutoffs of something and they kind of make a very small card. I think that one would be too big. So they would be ideal to put something small in, like, you know, like say you had, you know, book page or a card or something. Like that's so cool. Okay, so we're going to decorate. So let's figure out what we can decorate this with. You know what I really would like to do is put maybe flower of some sort on it. Let's see. We have mushrooms. We have flowers. These are from a digital I'm creating, so you're getting a sneak peek. These are from a digital I already created. These are plenty of peonies. Oh my gosh, how pretty would that be? I think that would be pretty. Let's do one pink. Okay. Let's find maybe a label. And I don't think I have pink labels, but I have, oh, that would be pretty, huh? Kind of big. This is kind of big. See what else? We have burgundy, but this doesn't have anything on it. Well, that would be pretty. Just want to put something on there to decorate. So, see what, oh. Well, honestly, I like that one better. Let's look. This is the hard part for me, remember. Making a decision is like really, really hard. Oh, that's kind of pretty. It's red. It says yesterday. Maybe I need to figure out changing it up a little bit in terms of the side of the envelope I use. Almost done. Bear with me a minute. Almost done. Nope, wrong color. These sure are pretty though. Let me see. I'm not sure where I got those from. Just not sure, but they are pretty. Come on, make a decision, Tommy. Guess what? I think we're going to go with that one. And maybe we need to just put a little piece like that. I think that's perfect. So with this, all we have to do is glue it with our glue stick. I hope to get all my videos done for when my sister and my niece come. We're just going to hang out, probably go out to dinner, possibly go to the zoo. I know my niece loves the zoo. Space Center's not far from me either, in the port, so maybe we can run up there, or, you know, the beach. The beach is like really close to me. I can actually leave my house and be to the beach in about 8 minutes with traffic lights. Maybe 6 miles or something. Okay, and this one is a good example of how I can show you when I normally, before I cut something out, I will, if I know what I'm going to use it for, I will outline it in off-white. This is Copic E51 Milky White, and it'll change the white trim because I don't fussy cut, I kiss cut, which means I leave a trim around because I'm always afraid I'm going to cut into something that, and it would ruin it. So I always cut just outside. So then I can take my marker, and I don't necessarily want to distress the outside of this. This is such a pretty flower. And so I will take my marker and just go over the white space, and it turns it, you can see it through here, it turns it a kind of a creamy color. So then it's perfect. And I think, I can't remember what, I have highlighters like this highlighter here when I do my Bible journaling. That's a yellow, but I have, let me see, might be this one. There's also Crayola markers. I don't really have a beige in that. I have Blick markers. I have a lot of different markers. So anything that's like a creamy white, you can use to outline it if you don't want to distress, because I don't want this brown on the flower. Okay, so we want to put this down. And then our flower. So I hope you guys will try these envelopes. You can mass make, like I said, you can make them without decorating. Oh, so pretty. You can make them just like this, different sizes. And then when you're ready to put them in a journal, if you're using, say, a digital, you can cut some of the elements out and decorate your envelope with the digital. Um, or if you just do a neutral, something neutral on them, then you can just add some little picture or whatever. So anyway, I hope you like them. Let me stick a couple of different things in here so you get an idea, because this is longer. I don't have a shorter piece, but look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so that is my rendition. The only change really between what I did and what Rachel did is that I used tracing paper and she used vellum. So basically that's it. Roxy's weekly challenge for 2026, week 3, mass make simple envelopes with a fun neutral collage. So that's it. Thank you to my subscribers, past, present, and future. Please like if you can. Share the video if you know of anybody that would be interested in following us and seeing what we do. Leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I love to interact with everybody. So that's it for today. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.